Hello, and welcome to Lemieux Reviews, where we bring you the stories you may not yet have heard of. Today, we are bringing you Once and Future, Part 8. When we left off at Part 7, Galahad had been cut down to size, and the legendary Beowulf had risen. How will our heroes deal with this slayer of monsters and dragons? Join us now as we dive into our new story. Our cover for issue 8 shows Merlin with his wand, scythe, and magic at hand, a glowing green-winged serpent behind him. This issue came out June 24th, 2020, created by Kieran Gillen, Dan Mora, and Tamara Bonneville, and distributed by Boom Studios. We open with Gran and Duncan on Sutton Hoo after the rise of Beowulf. Gran is gloating because she had been proven right in her assumptions about the true nature of the museum heist, though they are still trying to piece together just what took place on that mound. For once, Gran is left puzzled. Examining the candles, they rule out satanic ritual, and that the candles are a good quality. Gran, making light of the things, talking about getting some for Christmas presents for her people at the home. From the clues that were left at the mound, they figure that the person who did all this has to be human and still nearby. But Gran doesn't believe that what they could be facing is Beowulf, because it was just a poem, so she dismisses the thought. In Camelot, in the other world, we enter Arthur's castle. Galahad, missing his legs, screams in pain. Arthur quips about a mighty knight also has mighty lungs. Galahad is afraid for his life, with Arthur reassuring him he will live, with a figure approaching the castle, stopping Arthur mid-thought, as two of his guards are dispatched by the new man, who bellows demanding who the king might be. Beowulf has come to Camelot. Arthur identified himself, drawing his sword, and Beowulf challenges him to battle, looking like a fight is about to break out as Arthur freaks out and Beowulf is shouting. The two, now enraged, charge at one another. Engaging in a struggle, neither have an edge over the other one. Beowulf lands a mighty blow by headbutting Arthur. How dare you, blares Arthur, while Beowulf revels in his landed blow. Arthur threatens Beowulf with annihilation, when a voice cuts in, demanding an end to the hostility. It is Merlin who has intervened, beseeching Beowulf for his help. Merlin is giving an explanation of the occurrences that have come to Camelot, and the tragedies that have befallen their heroes, their knights, and their king. Now that Arthur and Merlin are off to the side, Merlin introduces himself to Arthur for the first time. Beowulf, at the time, is enraged as he looks upon what he perceives as injustices done to Galahad, demanding to know who brought him low. And Merlin points him to Gran and Duncan. Beowulf swearing vengeance on the two with Arthur's appreciation. Beowulf stalks out of the halls of Camelot. Arthur, thinking he met Beowulf somewhere before, maybe as an enemy, but his mind is still cloudy and still unsure of what Merlin has told him. Though Merlin assures him he has been guiding him the whole time, every step of the way, yet Arthur still does not recognize the man standing before him. Back in Sutton, Gran and Duncan are packing to leave. Duncan asks if they should search for the culprit, but Gran is against it, seeing it as a pointless endeavor in the dead of night, and a good way to catch a bullet in the dark. And so they head out, deciding to wake Rose and get her up. Little do they know they are being watched by Elaine. Elaine throws out sticks that land in a pattern in the ground. The pattern is a message, giving her instructions. But Elaine doesn't accept that, needing information on Galahad. She is lied to, being told that Galahad is well. Gran calls Rose, who was dead asleep. Rose asks if the family had finally made up, though Duncan makes it very clear they haven't, and how angry he is at her for telling her where he is. Gran lets her know that they are on their way back and have her scry for any activity near them. Rose's pins get a hit on Sutton Hoo. Gran asks for something more specific, so she gets out a second map and throws her pins once again. A single pin stands up on a road, leaving Rose shocked. It's the very road Gran and Duncan are on. Then we see Beowulf descend from the sky towards their car. Beowulf lands on the roof of their car and immediately rams his fist through to get to the two inside, both of whom look on in disbelief. That wraps up part 8 of Once and Future. Duncan and Grant are now under attack by the legendary hero Beowulf, and they're doing it at high speeds. Unfortunately, there has been new lore to be mentioned, so there's nothing to speak on there. But join us next time to see how they overcome this new danger. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And we will see you all next time.